Welcome to today's video, how my client went from $0 invested and knowing nothing about the stock market to $10,000 invested and on her way to financial freedom. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier and without bias, since I do not work for any third parties. All right, in today's video, we are going to go over this case study about my client and how she had no clue about the stock market and went from no accounts to getting her stock market account set up and actually investing $10,000. And if you are interested in working with me, I have a coaching program. I will leave a link below in the description, and you can click on that link and check out how to work with me. All right, the first thing that my client and I did to help her invest in the stock market was to understand how the stock market works. It can be a little bit challenging to try to understand everything about the stock market, but once we know the basics of the stock market, we can actually start to invest our money and see it grow over time. So we covered the basics together. I let her know that if we are able to keep a long-term mindset with investing, we are going to be a lot more successful than if we just focus on the short term. It really takes time to build wealth. We are not going to become an overnight millionaire like a lot of people want to do, or a lot of other people actually preach that they can help you do that. And once my client had a grasp on how the stock market works, that she is actually investing in companies, in these companies that are providing goods and services. It's not just something abstract she's investing in, it's something actually tangible. And we can see how these companies are providing value to the world, and then we can choose whether or not to invest in these companies. So once we understood the basics, then we moved to step 2, and this was to go over her budget, where she is currently and where she wants to go and how she can make adjustments. So we took a look at her current budget, her current spending plan. We took a look and decided where she was spending the majority of her money and where she could make adjustments. And we also took a look at her income to make sure that she wasn't spending more than she was actually bringing in. That is the key to budgeting. We want to spend less than we are making. I know for me personally, this has been super helpful in me being able to become a millionaire and become financially free. I started with a budget or a spending plan because I wanted to know exactly where I was financially so that I could make improvements. I could stop spending so much on clothes and actually save up for a down payment on a property, things like that. But if we don't understand where we are currently, we're not going to be able to make adjustments and reach our financial goals. And then the third thing that we did was to take a look at her financial goal. She wanted to be able to become financially free. So we figured out that exact number for her and how much she would need to invest every single month in order to achieve that financial freedom goal. And if you want to figure out your own financial freedom number, I do have another video breaking that down. I'll leave a link above. You can check it out later on. But nonetheless, we worked together to figure out how much she would need to be investing in order to achieve financial freedom when she wanted to. Once we knew her exact numbers and how much she would need to invest, then we figured out which accounts she would need to set up so that she could start investing her money in the stock market. There are a number of different accounts we can set up. For example, a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA, a 401k if we have an employer, even a Roth 401k, a taxable brokerage account, and if we have our own business like she did, there are even other accounts that we can set up. So we reviewed all of these different types of accounts, and then we decided which accounts were going to be best for her to set up. So she did set up one of the business accounts and a taxable brokerage account, and then also a Roth IRA. So those were the 3 accounts we were going to focus on to invest her money. And if you are wondering what all of these different accounts are, I do have another video explaining each one of them. I will leave a link above. You can definitely check it out later on. And then once we decided on these accounts and she got them set up, which we did on the call together, so she wasn't nervous to get these accounts set up and she actually did it. The next step that we moved to was deciding what to invest in. Because when we set up our accounts and transfer money to our checking into those accounts, it doesn't mean that we are invested in the stock market yet. We have to pick our investments. For example, we have to pick some individual stocks, or we have to pick some funds or even bonds. So I went over a few different options that I thought would be good for her situation and what she was looking to achieve and how she actually wanted to invest, what type of investor she wanted to be. So for example, there were a few different funds that we talked about. One of them being my favorite fund. If you want to know what that is, I have another video. I'll leave a link above. But nonetheless, we were able to decide, okay, which of these funds or investments are going to work best for you and for your situation. And once we decided on those particular investments, then she was able to transfer money from her checking to her investment accounts and then actually choose those investments and get her money invested in the stock market, which is super exciting because this means she is building wealth in the background. This is completely passive income. And we also did this on the coaching call together because she was a little nervous to do this because she was not familiar with the stock market at all. So we were able to do this on the call and just have her feel more comfortable. And we could also celebrate together with her making her first investment in the stock market. Once we got those initial investments made, then the next step is to automate those investments. I love teaching people about automating their investing because it means it actually gets done. They don't have to think about it every single month or every time they get paid because it's completely automated. We are able to have a transfer from your checking account into your investment account and then into the actual investment that you want to be invested in. So it is super exciting to automate this process. And I have done this personally. I have an auto transfer every single month into my Vanguard account and into my favorite index fund. So it makes it very simple to build wealth in the background. And as we were going over these steps together, she just became more and more comfortable with investing. She started to fully understand the stock market. She started to understand what she would be investing in. And that way she was able to go from completely $0 invested to $10,000 invested. And she is continuing to invest her money over time so that she can reach her financial freedom number. And that way she can retire one day instead of always trading time for dollars. And she also shared something personal with me. She had told me that her parents were very successful with investing in real estate, but her mom in particular told her she had never invested in the stock market, and that is one regret that her mom had. And so she was saying she can't wait to tell her mom that she was able to invest in the stock market, that she understands it, and she is able to be successful with stock market investing. So not only is my client building up her own wealth, but she is also able to make her mom proud of her. And I recently received an email from her, and she had said she was so grateful for all of the information that I taught her and that we were actually able to invest her money because she knows it is going to grow over the long term and that she will be able to retire one day. Comment below and tell me if you have invested your money or not. I'm curious to know. And if you do want help investing, like I mentioned before, I have my coaching program. I will leave a link below in the description. You can click on that link and check out the details for my coaching program. And if you found this video helpful, make sure and share it. And don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. That will really help my channel out and we can get this content out to more people. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.